Morning, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Another episode here on Monteith, Iowa. So, spent some of the morning today getting these now steers. They have turned from calves to steers. Got these guys moved into these pens now that they are... Nope. It just sucked that right up again, didn't it? I was really hoping to be able to just blow it in there, but I guess not. It just wants to always suck it right up. You gonna let me do it over here? Just have a little bit of fun. Oh, there we go. What was I saying? So yeah, oh, we got the steers moved into these barns now, where we're gonna just start fattening them up, start hammering down on the weight gain, and so these one shed has 13, one has 12. But they're gonna eat, so I'm guessing that we're probably gonna have to have about... I put some hay in that one. Then we're gonna have... I don't even know what I was saying. Now I got sidetracked again. Nothing unusual for me in this channel. Yeah, they're gonna be eating twice a day. So yeah. But yeah, we're gonna be feeding them quite often. But today is a big day on the farm. Why, you might ask? Well, we're gonna be planting. Planting season is upon us. Is here. The planter is ready to go. And just moving around a whole stack of bales there. Yeah, the planter's ready to go, and we're gonna get into it today. Hopefully, we had ample time for our tillage tractor to get ahead. Still have quite a bit to go with that tractor. So, yeah. Park this up, and then we will head over to the shop. Get going. Get the planter loaded up with fertilizer and seed, and then we'll get going. We'll see you over there. So first things first, we're gonna get the brand new J&M speed tender hooked up. The truck. Get this loaded up with seed. And then we should be able to fill the planter, because we don't have a... Well, I guess we could probably pick them up with the boxes. Or, I mean, the boxes with the 8920, but that is currently hooked up to the roller. Because we have to get the... We have to get the fields rolled at some point. I had a bit of a mishap here. I don't know what happened. I think we backed the planter in a little bit too far. It wasn't even hitting these, but it caused a glitch. And now a few of these boxes are stuck inside the cement, unfortunately. Also, we're going to drop the forks off, because these boxes work a lot better when you just hook them up. You know you're not going to have any issues. Hook them up like that. Kind of simulates using forks, but there's no glitches, which is fantastic. Emptying here into the tender. You can see We will pile these empty boxes back up inside. Would like to level that ground out a little bit if we can, just to make it a little bit easier. To get in and out. Forgot to finish my sentence. You start thinking about stuff and then you just lose track. I am the most scattered-brained person ever. I'm sure you guys know at this point. So the link for these Bobcats, or this Bobcat, it kind of comes in like a 2-pack type of thing. There's like this newer one, and then there's an older style. These have been posted in my Discord. They are by Machines Modding. I have just taken the link that he posted on his Facebook page and posted them in the Discord. But actually that link ended up being faulty for some reason, and Heisenberger, a guy in my Discord, reposted it. So thank you to Heisenberger, I do appreciate that. So if you guys are interested in getting these Bobcats, there is a very easily accessible link in my Discord under public mod links. Have at it. Got a lot of questions about them, so figured, well, I guess I just might make it easy on you guys and post a link for you. Not sure how many boxes this tender takes. Looks pretty good to me right there, so we'll just go 4 for now. I'm sure it's not exactly full to the brim, but it should be okay. Then, what's our next job? We're going to get the planter filled with seed. Put the Bobcat down. Swing auger back in using simple IC. Very cool. I love that. Close the box up. And we'll get this in a position where we can fill the planter. What's going to be the easiest way to do? Probably, if we just back this up. Easier to back up a seed tender than a planter, eh? Do her like that. We can just pull forward with the planter. Cool. Put the little seed spout down. Magnum fired up. Need to get some fuel in this puppy. Probably should top it off with some def as well. Well, here's the big question. Is it gonna fit? Always the unknown. Aha, looky there. Seeds going in. Yes, sir. Alrighty. Pull up with the tractor, get that folded up, and then we'll set off. Well, we didn't do that. We close it from the inside. The closes this way from inside the cab. However, we might end up refilling this tender at some point, or we'll have one of the guys fill it up while we're in the field. That might be the best course of action, so we can start. We can just get in the field. I'm ready. Been long enough. Feels like this winter's dragged on forever. But first, we gotta get some fertilizer in this puppy. Now we come across the road. Gotta back her into the shed. Get her filled up. Eventually we'll get the tender truck trailer filled up. So we can just fill from there. Instead of the tanks. Shouldn't have to move anything. Should be able to just refill from the tank. I believe we filled with, or we got at least some fertilizer in these tanks. Oh, come on. I guess we'll have to make sure. Do we have fertilizer in here? Yeah, we got 30,000 liters of it. Well, we're gonna back the sprayer out then. See what we gotta do, because we gotta get this out anyway at some point, so. Now this is a machine you guys haven't seen a lot of. It's just kind of been sitting here dormant in the shed all winter. Pretty much ever since we started this gameplay. I don't think we've ran this yet. But you'll be seeing a lot of it here soon. That's for sure. Let's see, can we get her filled up yet? You want to fill up? Huh? You want to do this for me? Maybe you don't. You don't think that we gotta unfold it, do you? Could be possible. Any longer now, and we're gonna have to do the old we'll catch you here in a bit once we get this filled up thing. Yep. Well, catch you here in a bit once we get this filled up. Well, we had to fill up the truck. That's alright. We had to fill it up anyway at some point, but also kind of odd that you have to unfold, like you have to open the covers and stuff in order to refill the fertilizer tank. But whatever, that's okay. So we filled the, well, we didn't completely fill the truck up with fertilizer. We just did a little bit. We'll get this truck turned around, get it off the field for now. The fertilizer in the planter is going to last a while. Like I said, we're going to be going with manual fertilizer rate in order to simulate just. I don't want to just run over the fields once with the fertilizer in the planter, right? And just that's it. That's all we're doing, because I want to run the sprayer a few times over it, you know, and I want to do that kind of stuff. Maybe even throw down a layer of dry fert and then run the sprayer over it, and then we'll run some herbicide over it. That kind of thing. Be a pretty good looking picture. Oh. Got our leaf blower out on accident. Right. Picture time, had to. So, we're going to be... What's the plan here? We are going to be starting with beans. Planting beans. We want to do... Let's see. Those are narrows. I think the regular soybeans are in the non-narrow rows. Do believe. We're gonna go without filling the tractor up for now. Gosh, I can't wait until the tillage, or we run the disc over these fields with the lime in them. I absolutely despise the white, the just snow white color that you get from liming. I really need to figure out how to take the texture from Hofbergman and put it on the maps I play on. Probably my biggest pet peeve with this game is the white texture. It just drives me nuts. That is not how lime looks. It's not like that. It's more brown even. And like you just don't, it's not a whole just coat of it. Anyway, sorry. I digress. So we're going to be starting up here by the house. Probably start in this big field, then we'll move to the smaller fields. I'm just going to flip my hazards off right now. We'll get in here, get unfolded, and we'll get going. I know it's been quite long-winded here by me. Ugh. We run over that drainage pipe there. Culvert, whatever you want to call it. We need to figure out where we need to be starting, all that stuff. That's all GPS field view type of stuff that we'll figure out. So we'll get in the right position, we'll get unfolded, and we'll get going. So silly me, we filled up the planter with fertilizer and we're planting soybeans. We don't even have to have fertilizer in the soybeans because they don't need it. They don't need extra fertilizer. So there's that. Just had to make sure that we are shutting off the fertilizer output on the planter. Okay, then we have the fertilizer in here. We're going to be doing headlands last, so we're not running over the crop, the planted crop. So yeah, we're going. We're off and we're going. One thing is that even with the regular soybeans, the narrow soybean planting texture is there, unfortunately. I think if I would have known that, I probably would have kept around the Kinsey narrow, like the split row planter. Okay, we're just gonna have to go along with it for now. I did try it with even the narrow beans and it's the same planting texture. Hopefully with the corn it's different. Hopefully the corn spacing is right. That's least of our worries, I guess. It's okay. Things happen. Map still is in beta at this time. I don't know when it is going to be released, guys. Been getting a lot of comments lately, like, is this map released yet? When's it going to be released? I don't know. The only person that knows is DR, and DR's team. So. And I highly encourage you not to bother him with it either. It's going to be out when it's out. You have the opportunity. I know everybody can't afford it, but you do have the opportunity to play this map right now if you want to. You just gotta pay the $20 or whatever it is to DR's Patreon, and you can play it. We're off and we're going, so probably get out here shortly and make sure and check like seed depth and all that stuff. Make sure that we're planting right. Probably do that here at the end of this row even. Yeah, we'll keep her going, see how quick we can get through this. I'm sure this is not going to take very long. 24 rows, you get through it pretty quick. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say we're oversized. I think we're pretty good at 24 rows. I mean, real life, you're not going to be... You don't spend nearly as much time planting, or during planting, than you do harvesting. So, like, I think we were pretty spot on with the size of equipment that we have with our harvesting equipment, with 12 row headed and like 40 to 45. Still thinking that I want to upgrade to 45 foot head for our like our bean head. But I mean, planting, usually you're gonna be double the width with your planter that you are with your corn head or whatever. So I think we're good. I think we'll be a-okay. It's just, again, if our tillage guy can stay ahead. If not, we might look into doing something where we can get a bigger tillage implement. Oh, yeah, we'll see. We're just starting the outer headland passes now. This is where it gets kind of tricky, because you kind of just were guessing where you were planting, like where you're picking up at. And now we're overlapping crop quite a bit here. These end rows isn't really always the best, but it happens. Pretty much always. It's pretty much unavoidable unless you have a perfectly square field. Then you might be able to avoid it, but it's just the way it goes. Swing around. Certainly makes you focus a little bit more. There is some ground there that we did miss. Right there. There's a screw up with the GPS system. Kind of veered off course a bit. But I think we might just leave it a little bit there. We're probably just going to leave. There's some of these where I'm thinking we might have to run a third end pass because we're a little bit far. Definitely should have went a little bit farther when we were... Should have went a little bit farther before picking up the head. That multi-terrain angle though, oh baby. Look at those nice, clean, rounded edges when you turn the planter. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So we got the quad track moved over to the real big field, the big old field that was corn last year. That is fitting that one right now. So that did made this take a little bit longer than I would have because we stopped planting in order to do that. Got it filled up with fuel. That took a little bit extra time because that field is so big that I'm sure it's probably going to take almost a full tank of fuel in that quad track, which the quad track has a pretty large, fairly large fuel tank. But yeah, that'll probably take up that whole tank. Around this one out, I'm just gonna cross over that strip there where we started, or that pass, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, you see how kind of wonky these get. Kind of hard to gauge at times when you're doing it this way. I've seen people do it both in real life. Seen people do both where they don't want to run over their crop, so they run the center of the field first, and then they come out and do the headlands. Other people say it doesn't even matter, because especially with beans, you're going to come through and pack it down anyway, the roller, so what's the difference? I don't know. But did have to adjust the depth a little bit here on this planter when we did get out and stop. Yeah, we're definitely going to be doing a outer pass here. We're going to have to run some row shut off and stuff so we're not just completely overlapping. But yeah, it's going good. Everything's going smooth. Should be able to get through this field with the seed that we have in it, in the planter. So we'll have the guy, one of the guys, run the tender down to, or up at least to the fields, the 2 fields up there by the cattle yard, and yeah, we'll get going on those 2. Those won't take long at all. Those will be super quick. So. You had to get a ride over to the shop and get the tender filled back up. Well, we are. Tender is filled. Get turned around quick. Fill up planter once again. There'd be plenty of seed to finish these 2 fields. And then I would like, ideally, to get there's the progress, the quad track's progress so far. Ideally I would like to get number 1 planted. Oh, you gotta swing her out from the truck. I always forget that's how you do it. Kind of lined up there. No, we'd probably leave that thing out most of the time, but I was having issues getting there. Filled with seed while it was out. Okay. There we go. Perfect. We did get the fuel tank in the back of this truck filled. Fuel as well. A little off-road diesel. Swing that in. You know, we just clashed into the back, but let's ignore it. We'll just park this on the edge of the field just in case it is needed. Hop back in the tractor and get going again. I've made the executive decision to just plant the end rows first. There's just way too much guessing when you don't. Which I feel like which also means that you're losing seed as well. Planting more into the ground than you really need to. So we're going back to the way we used to do her, and we're just gonna run a headland around. Then we know where we need to turn, you know, so makes it a lot easier that way. Alright. Always takes a little bit of focus, you know, when you're backing it up into the corner and getting going. Apologies for the quiet, awkward silence there for a second. Oh, yeah, this hill here, it's pretty steep. I noticed that when I was harvesting this field last fall. A pretty steep one. You just don't really realize it from kind of the drive out there, because it's not too bad here. Get backed into that corner again. I think this one's big enough where we could, well, we might not end up running two headlands on this one. We might just go with one headland and utilize a little bit of the grass edges on the edge of the field. For turning space, maybe. Just dropping down to do the center of this field now. We're not going to run any GPS on this field. This is the one right behind the house. Very small field. Literally probably 5 total east-west passes here, and we'll be done with it. And then I think we're gonna move on to that field just south of the road there, like directly south of us, the one I showed you. And that'll probably be what we get done today, at least. Might try and keep going. Eventually we're gonna run out of seed. We really don't have that much seed left, so gonna have to get on or hound the seed dealer, our seed dealer, we need another delivery of soybean seed, so I'm sure we'll probably have that seed in by our next video, but I think that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I think we've gone long enough, I think, at this point, so Day 1 of seeding is in the books, just about. Well, at least for the video it is. Thinking I'll probably do some sort of montage or something of what we get done off camera. And then yeah, we'll see you in probably April 2, I would guess. If we can get the seed in. And we'll be going. Hopefully we only need at least 2, or I'm hoping we only need 2 episodes for soybeans. That's my hope. And then 2 episodes for corn. Keep it relatively moving, you know. I know everything kind of takes long time with the way we're playing this save, but trying to keep it moving along as much as we can. Very happy we didn't just nick that tree there. But anyway, yes, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to all the Patreon members. Not Patreon, what am I talking about? I have been thinking about setting up a Patreon just for other people that want to support in a different way. Patreon doesn't take away nearly as much of your hard-earned dollars towards me that YouTube does. But anyway, so thank you to the YouTube members so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very generous, very kind. I do not take that for granted whatsoever. If you're still here, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell, get notified. And we'll catch you in the next video.